topic this week is realism, a movement that has come to define art in the second half of the 19th century in Europe. Realism was a movement that impacted visual production by the avant-garde across the European continent, but our historians tend to focus on what happened to art in France at this time. There are many political, social and historical reasons why realism was most fully expressed by the French. The most notable reason is the impact and cultural consequences of the violent 1848 revolution. The 1848 revolution was an uprising of the lower classes who sought political equality. The revolution had a political and social impact, but it also had a cultural impact because it revealed tensions between the classes and brought the struggles and hardships of peasant life to the attention of the middle and upper classes. Artists, writers and philosophers all responded with a move away from romanticism and idealism towards materialism and empiricism. The new impulse was to be of one's own time. The artists most often associated with realism are Millet, Manet, Daumier and Courbet. For artists like these, realism was not only about aesthetics, but it was also about morality. Aesthetically, they rejected heroic idealism, they rejected everything that was imaginary, they rejected everything that was false. They rejected the prevailing romantic tendencies for escapist and exotic art that foremost expressed the aspirations and desires of the new middle classes. Artists accepted the sometimes ugly, bare truth of reality and accepted as their subject the people of their own time. Without judgment, they represented the lower classes, marginalised people and ignored places, and used certain formal elements to elevate their subject matter. For example, they used large canvases, they foregrounded their controversial subject matter, and they bathed peasants in light. At the same time, they completely disregarded certain artistic conventions, such as the use of a pyramid composition or the careful copying of nature. Morally, they considered it utterly unethical to depict anything that did not exist, and they thought it was their duty to highlight the experiences of the many for the few. So let's meet them.